Hello guys, my name is Kiminek and I welcome you to another episode of For Dummies, featuring Pz.Sfl.IVc, the Death Toaster. Do you like guns? Do you like guns? Or perhaps you may like guns? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are going to love this thing because of its big, beautiful personality. Seriously, this thing has one hell of a sausage. You see a light thing? Whee! Kill them with your 240 alpha damage. You see a heavy tank? Whee! Rape them with your 194 penetration. And lastly, you see a higher tier? Give them a little trim. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. Or not. Then run the fuck away. By the way, in these kinds of situations, your 90-degree gun elevation will come in handy as you can strap French flag onto the end of the gun, giving the enemies a possible signal that you don't want to be shot at. Once they see it, they'll either kill you at a spot or join a friendly picnic with you, since, let's face it, who wouldn't like well-made toast and a long German sausage? However, if a gun has high alpha and a good penetration, it should have low DPM, like the ELC-MX with 1200 DPM, which is absolutely horrific at a tier 5. Well, that wouldn't be wargaming if they did not surprise you with that. Not only did they give a tier 8 gun all the way down to a tier 5 tank, but they even gave it around the average DPM. So this thing will hit you, and then again, and then again, and again, and again. And again. But unlike this guy, our little mailbox ain't attacking his foes with a goddamn spoon, so he can actually penetrate them. So let's sum it up. This gun has 240 alpha damage, 194 penetration, and plus with it a decent DPM of 2000. Oh, and I forgot the main bullshit about this gun. Did you realize that the tank is German? Meaning that this gun has nearly pinpoint accuracy. If any other nation had such a gun, it would have an accuracy of a goddamn slingshot. But hell no, we must give it to a German tank, so it can pretend to be a fucking artillery while masturbating in its own base, hitting every single tank around the entire goddamn map. Yeah, that's fucking great plan. Now you know how the schnitzels love the rectangular shapes and the thick armor, no? Well, the thick German armor gets percentually weaker with lower tiers. On tier 10, their armor is broken. On tier 8, it's average. On tier 7, the Tiger has pretty much the same armor as the TOC 2. And on tier 5, you're a cardboard box with 20 freaking armor all around. Now, the reason for this armor to be so thin is that in reality, it isn't even the actual armor of a tank. No. In reality, it's all spaced armor, and the actual tank has absolutely no armor. But the tank must have at least some armor, no? Well, yeah, that's true, but this tank is not actually a tank. It's a gun that some hillbilly thought would look great on track. But you be rolling, Russians be hating, so to keep your schnitzel nice and warm, you've gotta protect it with something. In this case, with 20mm of all-around armor that will protect you from low-caliber machine guns. But in this game, it's just a piece of useless cardboard, lowering your camouflage stats and increasing your hitbox. This thing can have a freaking siege mode. Wargaming, please. This thing can flip an unfolded shield and be like, come on and raid me, Russians, while getting a turret which can turn freaking 360 degrees. Imagine how powerful that would be. Wargaming, come on, I want that right now. Alright, I'm getting kinda carried away. Either way, the armor on this tank is right now absolutely shit. Normally a tank has got some big shoot me here button, which results in almost guaranteed penetration. Well, unless it is some Russian heavy, where that button is not going to kill them, but you. However, on this tank, this button is the whole freaking tank. Even a freaking Hellcat, which is considered paper by many, can bounce a few poorly aimed shots. And yes, what you can currently see is a Hellcat bouncing Scorpion. But this thing? Hell nah. Flat as a board and no armor. Just shoot high explosive anywhere you want and it will penetrate. No matter what you do, you can't fuck that up. In fact, even the tracks are unlikely to absorb the shell, because look at how thin they are. You need to be very unlikely to actually hit them. If it comes to the speed, this tank is neither fastest nor the slowest. Really, you aren't the fastest round, with 60 km top speed, to which you will never get, because your round distances are probably similar to that of our experimental, and your power to weight ratio are more similar to those heavy tank medium mediums rather than, I don't know, something fast. But this thing is certainly faster than most of its higher tier successors, mainly if you compare it to the Pz.Sfl.IVc with power to weight ratio, from which even a super heavy tank driver would be sad. Now, since I mentioned that it feels like a heavy medium movement wise, I know that there are gonna be some idiots trying to play it like that, so please don't do it. You're in a low tier TD, which is for you the equivalent of a tree for a slot, so if somebody finds you out of a bush, you will look like a slot that just fell out of a tree, disoriented and helpless. People will just point at you and laugh, probably saying something like, "Whoa, it's bigger than I did expect. I've never seen it from up so close," or "Why does the potato hurt so much?" Seriously, the only thing you can use your mobility for is to reposition yourself in a backline to get a better shot at the enemy. Everything else but that is a danger zone for you. Now, normally I would start talking about how to play this tank, but I just wanna quickly mention something, and it is that I get a master badge every third or fourth game in this tank. I'm not a freaking unicorn. I'm just a 55% win rate pleb, but this thing is just ridiculous. I'm used to getting master badges every like 20 games or so, and now, second game that I played in this tank, I got a master badge. Second game, I had a stock gun, stock engine, stock everything, and I got a master badge with like 1300 damage. So yeah, I really do think that people need a major help with playing this tank. And by the way, yeah, on screen you see somebody else getting a mastery, not me. But just so you know, the reason for that is that I am just too lazy to spend like 300,000 on a tank that I sold like a week ago. But now to the actual guy, starting with the equipment, which is gonna be pretty one-sided. First load is gonna be occupied by a medium caliber tank gun rammer. This piece of equipment is an absolute must-go on this tank and pretty much on every single other tank that can equip it. Next up, this tank is a camping masturbator, so the other two slots are gonna be equipped 100% with camouflage net and binoculars. Everything else but that is pretty much a guaranteed suicide. And now to the crew. The crew on this thing is rather difficult to talk around because of a simple reason. The mighty flag bus has 6 motherfuckers in it, from which 2 are gunners and 2 are loaders, with no radio operator. This means that there is no absolutely correct way to train your crews. So to still kinda explain the crew to you, I'll try to tell you about what I feel like it can be useful on this tank. Firstly, camo or repair. Well, once you get spotted, it requires a potato to be shed in your general direction and you will literally disintegrate. So repairs are gonna be completely useless. However, to avoid that from happening, you can go camo and you might avoid getting spotted. So camo is the one and only option. Second, go for pretty much any skill you want apart from brothers in arms. However, you still wanna know whether or not you are spotted. You probably will be killed by the time that you will realize that you are spotted. So on commander, always go with 6th sense. Third skill is always gonna be brothers in arms. Now to the actual gameplay guide. As I said, this tank is a camper, so your number one friends are gonna be bushes, of course. However, your camouflage stats are horrible, and unless you get food, unless you get the awesome crew, awesome everything, you probably still won't hide in those bushes. So your actual number one friend is gonna be range. You wanna keep your tank out of the enemy spotting distance, because pretty much as soon as you are going to fire while you are in their spotting range, you're gonna be instantly spotted and instantly dead. This kind of playstyle is even furthermore encouraged by your gun, which, as I said, is really accurate. Not the best of its kind, but almost certainly the best of its tier. However, thanks to this playstyle, this tank is heavily map reliant. If you will get dummies, for example, and position yourself onto this typical camping hell, this tank becomes an ace tanker machine. Well, unless you get blindshotted by an arty. However, getting something like the Wienersdorf is an absolute nightmare. On that kind of a map, you just have to YOLO into the town and hope that you will shoot more than once before dying, so you can make your death at least worth it. And the last problem with this kind of gameplay is that you are kind of like an artillery. Once your team dies, you got no chance of doing anything by yourself. If you were playing, for example, the T67, you would be just capable of outrunning the enemies thanks to your superior mobility and then just gunning them down with your insane damage per minute. However, in this tank, you are just capable of repositioning into another bush and putting a shell into enemies and then praying to freaking god that you won't get spotted. And just so you know, despite my greatest efforts, I wasn't capable of finding a single replay where a guy that was playing in a replay was capable of carrying the game by himself. Seriously, I spent like 8 hours looking at different replays, but the guy that was playing in a replay always ended up dying in the end, or just hit some lucky game and won with like 6 teammates still on his team. So seriously, I couldn't find a single replay where that guy carried a game. Even the guy that you currently see on the screen dies in the end. Just a little spoiler. Anyways, this is gonna be the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a like. If you did not, please give it a like because I wanna know where I should improve. If you already gave this a like, please comment down below about what you disliked about the video so I can change it in the future. Lastly, please as well comment down below about which thing you wanna see next or what you want to see next, so you know I can create a video about it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed, and I hope that I'll see you next time. Bye.